Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, three, two, one. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Drinks with MJ. It has been so long since I have done an interview. Oh my God, it feels so good to be back. My first ever Zoom interview as well. This is a very special interview with someone I think is so incredible. She is multi-talented. She is an award winner and she is Jack of all trades. She is Miss Flora Cheng. Hello.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, thank you. You know what, Flora? I almost feel like I know you.
I feel like I know you too, just from doing the films with Andy, you know.
Absolutely. And Flora, guys, Flora is the composer of Drinks with MJ, so she's created all the music too. And we're meeting for the first time. Incredible. Right. It is Drinks with MJ, so you know what that means. What are you drinking tonight, today, please?
Today, yes, it is 10 o'clock in the morning here. So I want to drink something light. So I have this rosé.
Woo!
Yeah, so something light. I was gonna get wine, but it's a little, too dark for me in the morning. So yes, cheers. What are you drinking?
So much. So I am drinking these Navigator drinks from the Manchester Drinks Company, and this is gin and diet tonic. So, and I'm also drinking in my Drinks with MJ cup. These are going to be the more subscribers I get on Drinks with MJ. I am going to be sending these out as well, so you can have an opportunity to have these. So, cheers, my darling. Yes.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Woo! Yes.
So, thank you so much
So
for drinking as well so early.
what time is it over there?
So now it is 20 past 6 in the evening.
Oh wow. Yeah, so time zone, thanks to the internet, we're able to talk.
Absolutely. So Flora, your career and what you've done in your life already is truly astonishing. I want to know that first moment that you picked up an instrument. What was that feeling like?
Well, so I studied piano. That was my first instrument. Uh, my mom actually put me in piano classes when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. So I studied piano in Yamaha School of Music in Taiwan. So I was playing piano for a while until like third grade, and I stopped because there are things happening. Just the schoolwork was really tough. The system in Asia is very different than here. So by the time I was third grade, I was pretty overwhelmed, and I was also the accompanist for the school's choir, which is, I would say pretty high achievement for third graders. So,
Absolutely.
but then it was just a lot of pressure. So I just kind of stopped playing piano for a while, and it was later in middle school, I saw some of my friends. They were so good at piano. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start again. So then I started piano again, and eventually I just want to do something else because I do enjoy playing music. But what I was more intrigued about is creating music that people love, just like I love playing music because the music sounds very beautiful. So I want to be the creator of the music that people enjoy. So eventually, after high school, I decided to study music composition. So here I am,
Here you are.
writing music for films.
So
Yes.
would you say then that you just fell into it?
Yeah, I would say so. And it was more like I just realized, you know what, I love playing music, but I'm always playing other people's composition, and which is great. And then I eventually just start thinking, what makes me like those music? There has to be a reason. So I just started to get into how music works, what music does to someone's emotion. Maybe that's why I like the music, So I got more curious on how composers write music that people love, So that's how I just start, I'm gonna study music. I really wanted to find out what makes people love music. So then I eventually just fell in love with just creating music and learning how to write music. And I still play piano. I still enjoy playing piano, but I enjoy writing music more. So, and yeah.
And what was your childhood like? I know you've traveled around a lot. What was that like on your soul as a person?
Well, the culture, difference is, it's very different than here. So, I was raised where if you do something, you have to be very good at it. So it doesn't matter what you do. It can be okay in school. You have to uh, do really well in all the classes. If you do music, then you better be like the top of the class. If you do sports, then you better be like excellent. The top of the class as well. So it's a lot of pressure. It doesn't matter what I choose to do. So it's also one of the reasons why I didn't want to continue with music, because I felt the pressure where my mom, mostly my mom, just wants me to be the top, the best out of all my friends. But I was a kid. I didn't care. I just want to have fun. I don't want to compete with anybody. So a lot of times if I'm not the top of the class, I get, punished, or just I wouldn't get appraised. It would be a disappointment even if I'm like the second place or a little bit below what my mom would like. So it was, to me, when I was young, it was about pleasing my family. So I didn't quite enjoy music as much until I was older. So when I was little, I love music, but at the same time, it was too competitive for me. Like I didn't like that at all.
And when was
So
the moment that you thought, actually, I want to enjoy music? When was the cut-off point where you thought, pardon, my expression, but you said to your family, stuff you for this. I am going to do what I want to do and enjoy it and live it. What was that moment for you?
uh, probably middle school, I joined band. I joined. We have school band, and I played clarinet. You have to audition into the band, and I didn't know any instruments. I wanted to do flute, but a lot of people already know how to play flute. So I picked clarinet, and eventually I just like, you know what? That was my decision. My mom didn't put me in band. That was me wanting to do music. And then same thing, me returning to play piano. That was my decision. My parents didn't make me do that. Only when I was younger, my parents was making me doing that. But eventually, I just like, I want to do my own things. I want to enjoy, and so I guess when I'm older, oh,
We have a visitor on Drinks with MJ.
yes,
MJ, the cat. That's next.
yes. Oh, you can have my drinks. This is not yours.
Anyway, because that is so a massive part of your story. So cheers to that, darling, and that's why you're here today.
Yes, right. She she wants to be part of the interview. But yeah, she's a stray cat, and I started taking care of it, and we just start have this bond, and now she's here with me. So she comes and goes. Yeah.
You've got somewhere good. I want
Yeah.
to know about your personal life. How does music affect you in relationships or your relationships with people? Like, do you date? Because you're so busy all the time.
Yeah, it's not easy, I would say, because I focus on music so much. I work so much. So I would say that it's hard to date, because music comes first to me.
Yeah.
No matter what, if I have a job or not even job, like just promoting myself, all those, takes time. And that always comes first. So relationship wise, I can say I can be, selfish in a way because I'm very career driven, and that always comes first. Music always comes first. So
I love that. I love the fact that power to that, putting yourself first is amazing, and it's what I love, and it's what we need to as people do more, I think, as well. Think about other people, but putting yourself and your emotions and how your mental health feels first is a priority. What are you working on at the moment? Well, actually, we met through the Knochnitzer, the Knochnitzer film that has just absolutely smashed it, hasn't it? It's done so.
wow, that one was such a amazing film. I mean, Andy, like he did a great, fantastic job on filming, and I was very impressed with his work. So it was an honor working with him and do the sound and the music. So that was quite an experience, and that was the first time I worked with Andy.
No, that was the start of our journey into
Yeah.
what we have now. It's amazing. What brought
And
you?
it's funny because we met online. We met online. A lot of nowadays, we meet people online, and we have never seen each other before. And I reached out to Andy because I saw the picture. And I was like, wow, this is really fantastic. Let me see, like maybe he needs sounds or music. Maybe he wasn't thinking. A lot of times, when filmmakers they make their project, they're not thinking about music or what it's gonna be later in the post production. A lot of times they focus on creating the story, making the story come true. That during post production they kind of forgot this little elements, which is sound and music. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out to Andy just to see where he's at with his projects. If he needs music, let's see if he likes me, and we can go from there. If he doesn't, that's great. Making connections. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so then I reached out to him, and he was like, you know what, maybe we do need music. you know so that's how we met online. And then he
Sorry, what a collaboration as well. Sending a little message, having that idea, and then what the Knochnitzer is now, 14 awards later. Incredible. Incredible. Flora, what are you working on at the moment?
So I'm working on a feature film from Canada, and if you don't mind, I can share screen the IMDb page if you want to. So let me see. Okay, you have to let me share. So on the bottom where it says share screen, you can say, yeah,
So it is multiple.
yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. All right, great. Now I can share screen. Okay, so this is the latest one that's actually finished. And now this is the feature film called The Taste of Blood. It's a Canadian feature horror film. And it's funny that you ask the last project. So this is the project that I did right before I flew to Barcelona. So it was one of those things where it's on a very tight deadline, and I only have like 2 weeks to finish the project. And I was actually proud of myself that I finished it, because most composer probably won't be able to do it by themselves, because only 2 weeks to do a feature film is actually very intense.
Wow.
So yeah, so I'm just yeah, so this is the horror feature, and this is the director Alan, and we never met each other in person, just online only on a phone call. I don't even think we Zoomed. We have ever seen each other just through pictures, maybe, So, yeah, thanks to the internet, right?
Thanks to the internet, absolutely. So I want to know about your life going forward. What are your dreams? Like, what are your aspirations? Where do you want to be 10 years from now?
That's a very good question. So, of course, I want to aim high, but at the same time, I want to make every day, live at its fullest. So I have, make plans every single day just so that yesterday, today is better than yesterday. So hopefully, maybe next year and then the year after, and then maybe 10 years from now, I can push myself to get more films, bigger films, because you never know. I'm always, yeah, yeah. And, I'm very humble just to meet all those filmmakers, amazing filmmakers, actors, and actresses. And they all work so hard to bring the project, the film to life. And I want to grow with them as well. So I also need to improve. So I'm going day by day. I want to be better every single day, better than yesterday. So 10 years from now, hopefully, I hope that 10 years from now, my music is way better than what I'm doing right now. Because a lot of times, actually, when I look back to what I did last year, I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I wrote that. Not in a bad way, and it's more like, man, I could have done a lot better because now I know more. So that's the feeling I want, where last year, okay, it was great, but this year it's like, oh my God, I think my technique, the way I write music is better, so every year I want to improve. So then I don't want to stay the same way. I want it to get better. So, and I want to grow with all the other filmmakers. So, yeah.
Amazing. And it's all about that as well, though, isn't it? Growing and getting better each time. I watch performances that I did years ago, and I'm thinking the difference between then and now, but it's all about growth and learning, and we're just discovering all the time, which is amazing. I want to know about your plans for the future. Where do you want to go in the world? Do you want to travel? Where do you want to travel to? Tell me where you want to go.
Well, first, I want to maybe visit you guys one day in UK,
Yes, I'd love
right? I never
that.
been to UK, so I would love to go.
First time for
No.
everything. Soon enough, we'll go for a drink. We'll have drinks. It'll be fabulous. How was
Yeah, so my
Barcelona? How was Barcelona?
Oh, it was so good. Actually, I want to share screen again because I want to share my Instagram page. And so, um, let me just go over here. So this was great because, all right, so Darwin, he is the director of this film festival in Barcelona, LHI F film festival. It's this one, um, and he invited me to go to a his festival so I can teach the master class. So I was like, yeah, sure. So while I was there, when I arrived, Toro, the actor, he's an actor and a stunt guy who I at first I wasn't sure who he was until he showed up. It's like, wait a minute, I think I did a film where you are an actor in the film. So it was like a small world where I saw him, and it's like, wait a second, I know I have seen you before. You were in a movie
Wow,
that I did. Yeah.
that
So
is
he
amazing.
yeah, so he came to the airport to pick me up, and then it's like, and then we started hanging out, and then we saw so many people, and it was great just meeting people. And let me see if I can go back.
That is so
Yeah, so
cool. So, what was the festival about? Was it all films, Spanish films, and all creators over that year? What was it about the festival?
Yeah, so it's just like any other festival where, the filmmakers would submit different films, right? And then this on like the weekend is it's the day where they decide who gets, the Oscar. Well, it's not an Oscar, but who win. Yeah, but I was only there to give the master class, which it went really, really well. I was actually a little nervous because I didn't know if I should speak Spanish, and my Spanish is not good at all. So,
Oh,
but everybody there speaks English, because they're all international filmmakers. So they came, and it was such a great experience, and I met a lot of people, and yeah, I want to travel there again.
that is
If it,
amazing. How exciting that you flew out and you did a masterclass. How do you feel knowing in your mind that all them years ago when you didn't know you wanted to pursue music, you had issues with your anxiety, you were battling ongoing like depression, and you just felt lost. How do you feel all these years later that you're holding a masterclass at the other side of the world? Come on.
well, it's really amazing. The thing is, a lot of times people, or including me, you don't realize the change, the change, because it evolves slowly. But at the same time, when I share my story with other people, they are impressed on how much I've done.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, I didn't feel like I've done a lot, just because I'm the one that experienced things, little by little. But now looking back, I would say, I can say that I'm proud of myself, that I was able to have enough uh, experience to share at the master class where they all enjoyed. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So, and I'm also very, very, yeah, cheers. Yes.
So,
Yes.
what personal life? Where did you grow up? What city, what town did you grow up in?
So, I was born in Taiwan, and in a little town, city called Kaohsiung. And I moved here when I was 14, to Los Angeles, California. And then I have stayed here ever since. I went to school, I went to college here, and I graduated from UC Santa Barbara with a Bachelor of Arts in Music Composition. Yes, and I was struggling quite a bit after I graduated, because just like after, any other new graduates, you don't know what to do. It's like, okay, I got this degree, but what now? So for a while I was, quite depressed. It's like, yes, I was so excited to learn, but I wasn't thinking about what I can do when I graduate. There is no, it's not like where you can go to a company, say, hey, can you, here's my resume. I'm a composer. Can I start write music? It doesn't work that way with
Of
this
course.
industry.
Of course.
Right.
Laura, if you never had music in your life, what would you do?
Um, let's say if I choose a different path, I probably would be either a vet, maybe a vet, or just, or an educator, a teacher, because I already have students. I enjoy teaching, just to see kids or anyone grow. Just I think that's amazing. So if I don't have music in my life, I will probably be a vet, the doctor for animals. As you can see, I have a little cat here. That just
You did
glues to my
something.
butt. Yeah, and yeah, so but I can't imagine myself without music, because COVID was hard. It hits everyone hard. So during that last year, it was pretty hard for me
How
because
did you get
I
through COVID? How was lockdown for you? your career does depend on people, doesn't it? People working together, creating. So how was that from like having no work? How did that affect your mental health?
It was really, really hard. Uh, yeah, and then someone that's very close to my heart, his mom passed away from COVID, and I was, helping the family out. Just, it's you hear this on the news all the time, but then when it happens to somebody close to you, it hits differently,
Of
you
course.
know. So, and then on top of that, of course, music comes first, but there was no production, there was nothing. So I was, in a pretty dark place, I would say, for a long while until later on, like, the governments lifted some of the restrictions and we can go out and do little things. So I have to pick myself up, from the lowest point, and slowly, like, eventually I start to write music again, and just for my own project. I just, like, what, I don't need to depend on other people to uh you know so that to write music. I need to start on my own, because for me, writing films, yes, it's what I love, but it's also a way of living. That's, how I earn my income part. Yeah, uh so when that completely stopped, it was hard. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do? you know
You lost
so
a bit of your identity, like it's almost
yeah.
taken away from you, because I know I felt like that. And how did you feel when you woke up in the morning and you wasn't going to a set or you wasn't going to a studio, and how did that affect you?
uh I felt lost because that was probably every single day of my life, and all of a sudden just got sucked out of the whole entire earth. It's just gone.
Yeah.
So that was pretty hard. And the first time, after a long time, I think it was maybe August, one of my friends, CD, he's a recording engineer. He asked me, "Hey, Flora, why don't you come up to this recording, session place, and we're just gonna have fun, eat, just hang out at the studio." So then at first I wasn't feeling like it because, I was feeling down and the whole, stress of not having work. But then it was nice to be invited to go somewhere,
You
So
feel like
I
that was
went.
fallen from the universe, like get back up, carry on, and get going, lady.
Yeah, yeah. So that was actually, I don't think he realized what that call meant to me, because I was in such a dark place. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, this friend wants to, like, just to hang out, nothing else, just, come to the studio and, just to hang out and eat. So that's what we did. But then later that day, he had like artists coming in to do a recording session. And then he said, "Hey, we need piano for this track. Why don't you, Flora, you're
Wow.
here. Why don't you just do something?" I was like, "Wait, I'm not prepared for it." And he's like,
Well,
yeah, just improvise something. So then
that.
I was there just to hang out. And then all of a sudden, I'm in a recording session, I was like, "This is great." So
I
that day
love
was,
stuff like that. And that's when you think, in the moments of the crap and the rubbish and the awful times that we feel, there's something in the universe that goes, "You're okay. I got you back." Do you believe
yeah,
that was the moment for you? Flora,
yeah, that was.
I want to know, who are your influences in music, in composition? Who do you like? Who do you love?
Well, the first, I would say it will have to be John Williams, his works, because his music, like he has done so many movies that's my childhood favorites,
Yeah.
like Edward Scissorhands. That's such a sweet, cute movie, you know, and E.T. I love E.T. You know, it's such an old classic. Yeah, so he has done so many classic films that were my childhood favorites, and the music is just so beautiful. And you know, I would say he was like one of my first inspiration. Schindler's List, very sad film, but the music is just so powerful.
And
So
it's so
yeah, he was.
powerful as well. So, you know, when you get a script and you're working with a production company and a production, and then you hear the premise of the film, and then you're adding that layer of music which makes the film. How do you feel about that? How do you feel getting a new script and a new project?
Oh, I'm always excited because every project is different, and I want to create music that's specifically for that story, you know, for that film. So every single project I did, the music is all different because I want the people that watch the film uh, can feel the emotion of the character or can feel the story. So every story is different. So my
Absolutely.
music definitely will be different. And yeah, it feels great because I am also creating a story, more emotional story, right? It's more
Yeah.
like the feeling that you get. So actually, I want to show you.
It's
Sorry, what did you say?
it's that feeling when you hear music like you said before, Jaws, that dun dun dun, you feel it in your soul, and that is powerful.
Right. So I actually want to share screen with you because just to show like the example, a difference between
Of course.
music and without music.
Yeah.
So let me just give me one moment. This is actually the PowerPoint part of it I shared in Barcelona.
Oh, I'm so
So yeah, so this is it. Okay, let me see if I can go force full screen. Is this it?
I feel like I'm in one of Flora Cheng's classes.
Yes, it's my class. All right. So, all right. So this is a film directed by Darwin, and he was also the director for the film festival. So he was the one that invited me to the film festival. So una I can't really speak Spanish, but
Hola.
una hoa machida. So a welted leaf. That's why I translated. So what I'm gonna show you is the trailer that I did, and the first one is without the music. So this one doesn't have any music. So let me
Hey.
just play.
Sí, ¿en qué habíamos quedado? Ibas a dejar de fumar.
La vida es corta. Pásatelo bien. Vive este momento al máximo, porque es único. Es eterno.
Wow.
Oh, so this one doesn't have any music. Were you able to hear the words or
I was
no?
able to hear some, yeah, some of the
Oh,
words and some of the script, yeah.
okay. Yeah, so this is just about the this cancer patient, you know, she has she's full of life. She has everything going for her, but then she got cancer. And then eventually, you know, she passed, and So this is the story about her. And let me share with you the next
Really
one. Hold on.
excited to listen to your music on this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I will be able to, let me try something because I don't know if you can hear share sound.
So was that a recent project that you worked on?
It is recent, but you know, it's going through the festival right now. So, yeah, so I don't think the director has shown the whole entire film to people yet because it's still, you know, going through the festivals. So it recently just got selected into 2 different festivals in LA. So the director is gonna fly here for the film festival. So, you know, it'll be nice to see everybody again. So, yeah. All right, let me see if I can. I don't know if this is gonna have sound.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear the music?
Yes, Coco.
Okay, good.
José, ¿en qué habíamos quedado? Ibas a dejar de fumar.
¿Por qué a mí? La vida es corta. Pásatelo bien. Vive este momento al máximo. Porque es único. Es eterno. Pero qué guapa estoy.
Wow! You know,
So all of a sudden,
that in such a short time, that had everything in. Wow, amazing. And your music is just stellar and incredible as always. Flora, this has been amazing. I am so thankful for you to come on Drinks with MJ.
yeah, awesome. This is great. And yeah, I'm so happy that you invited me. You know, it's long overdue.
Long
Yeah.
overdue, and I can't wait. This is a secret. Flora is going to be composing the music for series 2. We are going to be filming interviews live in the studio in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm so excited to have you on board for that. I'm
Yay!
so excited, Flora. It is a true pleasure and a true honor to have you on Drinks with MJ.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. This is awesome. This is great.
I wish you all the best in the future with everything that you do, and to the summit for you. You are amazing. Thank you so much, multi-award winning composer, jack of all trades, and magic amazing lady, Flora Cheng. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Thank you so much.
you.
Mwah. Thank you.